Welcome to Breaking Barriers. You know your path. We know the obstacles. And we can teach you how to tear them down. And now your host, CEO and founder of Adapting Social, John Vigero.
Dude, so first off, welcome back. Last time you were here, do you remember what year it was? It was in Asbury, but it was fucking 18.
It was 18, huh?
It was it was 18. It was 18, dude. So 2 years before COVID.
Yeah.
The cool part about bringing you back on is that at that time, dude, you were like in such a grind. I remember, so essentially, you initially thought it was virtual, right? And I'm like, oh, fuck, he's not gonna be able to make it. So I told my team, I'm like, he's not gonna be able to get here. And I texted you and you called me, you're like, I'll be right there. I'll be there in like 20 minutes. I'm like, bro, don't worry about it. Like, whatever. You showed up, bro. You could tell at that time, that pod, I still have like the fucking stuff, obviously. I still have the content.
Yeah.
Dude, you were like in such a fucking grind mode at that time. It was like nuts. You were so exhausted. I believe you just had one of your kids or your kids were still young.
Right.
Dude, you were grinding. Like you had a lot going on. And to see where you guys have brought Eat Clean, bro, in just a few years, obviously, has been fucking sick, dude. I love your story. I love, obviously, what you and your wife have done and your team.
Yeah.
And, dude, just to see, like, when I went to the gala the other day, I got the chills right now. I went to the gala the other day, right?
Yeah.
And for those people who don't know, obviously, you guys raised $200,000.
Yeah, 200, almost 250,000. So 243.
Yeah.
Something.
No big deal, right? Huge deal. So, but anyway, so being there, dude, it inspired the shit out of me. And I know so many entrepreneurs were in that room and we're like looking at you like, dude, yes.
Yeah.
Like, cause bro, like going back to 10 plus years ago when you first started this, do you think any of your boys or people that knew you in high school or your just the local community from when you were a kid could ever see you in a room where there are celebrities, athletes, there are fucking huge multi-millionaires in the room. And they're all sitting there looking at you and Kayla and being like, yeah, we're going to donate because Jamie's here and Kayla's here and what they do I believe in. Like, did you ever see that for yourself?
I just try to do what's right, man. Like I tell people, I'm like Hebrew National. I answer to a higher power.
Yeah.
I have so many great friends and I have a lot of great people get behind me, and I feel like I'm really trying to just lead the charge in what like entrepreneurs should be doing.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes upsetting to me when I not my friends, obviously.
Yeah.
But there are people who are privileged, born into businesses, and like they don't do anything for anyone but themselves. And
right.
I'm just like, damn, I don't know how people could live like that.
Me neither.
Where I'm from, like, I've seen,
Did you have any entrepreneurs in your family?
My dad, yeah. My dad taught me a lot, man. So
What did he do?
It's funny, man. I never had any interest in what he did. He's in like IT.
Really?
Solutions. Yeah, my dad's a total like computer nerd. My dad's super smart, man. He's freaky smart.
Do you guys have a good relationship?
Yeah, we're working on things.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game, right?
I wish, but
So in progress.
Yeah, he's definitely like the white collar guy. I'm like the blue collar guy.
Yeah.
He ultra technical dude, just
And now you grew up, where did you grow up?
Lawrence Harbor, man.
Lawrence Harbor.
Yeah, and then I finished I finished high school in Freehold Borough.
Okay.
So yeah, Middlesex, Monmouth County guy.
Got it. Now, going back to what I said though, so real quick before we get off that topic, being in that room, the cool part about seeing you up there like that, and obviously everyone in the room with you, I put it on that story that I tagged you in, but like nobody, any doubters before that have vanished into like believers, right? Seeing you up there now, right? Probably could never imagine you and your company and what Kayla doing being any other way.
So you were there, so you saw it.
Yeah.
I'm too humble for
Right.
2024, right? Like I really am.
Right.
But if you were at the gala, you saw like some of the most famous people in New Jersey were there.
Todd Frazier.
Some of the hitters. Yeah.
Housewives.
Just
to drop a couple.
Yeah. Mike, so Mike and Lauren, but Mike's third baby was born like that
Jenny
day.
Wow was there too.
Yeah, Jenny's always there for us. She's one of our best friends.
Yep.
But Mike missed it because his baby was.
That's right.
I think the party was Saturday. I think the baby was born Sunday. Or
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like it was legit. Like
He had stuff going on.
she was. But dude, Yeah, even like Mark Montanaro, Autoland.
Yeah. Oh, he was cool, by the way.
Yeah, Vinay with Genesis. You know, he does. He's like an orthopedic surgeon.
Okay.
My friends at Iconic Candy. My
Yep.
boy Jordan at Mixology. Like, people get carried away with me because I think I embody the American dream, the entrepreneur. Like, I embody the idea of America. And now, like, obviously people will argue about it and the history about it, but like in reality, the idea of America is to be born poor and die rich.
Yeah.
That is the pretty much like in the pursuit of happiness, or however you want to slice and dice it. And obviously the world is not fair and there's all types of factors that mess it up.
Right.
But when people look at me and they know my story, it is, this kid started with nothing. He begged and bartered, like he borrowed and he fought tooth and nail to get what he has. He did it on his own, and he did it through building meaningful relationships and alliances over the years that like that paid off. Like my relationship with Lala. We've been friends for over 10 years. My relationship with Frankie Edgar, we've been friends for over 10 years. Jenny, Mike. I've been friends with Mike for, I've been feeding that family for 15 years or so, So the relationships that I've built through through authentic relationships and trying to help each other and be there for your friends and like forging alliances, that's what I preach. And it's really the thing, like, entrepreneurs today want to raise capital, they want to be paid for their efforts, and they want to unload their companies.
Right.
I built Eat Clean Bro off my blood, sweat, and tears to last forever.
Right.
And I've laid the bricks, and I've paid my dues. And I think even I meet with billionaires, I know billionaires, and although they have way more money than me, they have respect for what I've built because they know how hard it is, and they take my phone calls and they make time to meet with me. And it upsets me I'm not smart enough to ask the questions that could probably really help me in my future, but just I think the respect and the integrity and being there for the community and all these things along the way has really made people open up and get behind what we're doing. And
well, just to add to that though, dude, like the one thing, like the first, you're on the podcast, 2019, I had Ryan Serhant do my my Adapt and Grow conference that I held in Asbury. I remember, I'll never forget this. I'm like, I had Jamie on, and I was trying to figure out the food plug. I'm like, who do I do? What do I do? I'm like, you guys made sense. I called you, I texted you, and you're like, bro, just give me the address, how many people? And literally, bro, you just took care of it. Yeah. And I remember everybody that had Eat Clean Bro, there was 500 people there. Yeah. It's a fuck ton of people. And I was like, dude, are you sure? Like, dude, Eat Clean Bro be a sponsor? Just fucking tell me what you want. And I'm like, oh my God. But that's the shit that you do, bro. That like people absolutely like cherish you for, because you know what? As much as you have built a big company, like, and you obviously like are living the American dream and you've made some great money along the way, I don't look at you as like a pure capitalist that's like, I just want every dollar. Like, you give good price on your fucking meals.
I do.
Because you want people to fucking eat right. Like, you did that for me because you want to take care of it. You do it, but I'm saying you do that for everybody, which is so respectful.
I tell people I would do this for free, and it hurts every time I have to do a price increase. Like, it breaks my heart. I just I had a margarita, Cinco de Mayo. I got a Casamigos spicy margarita for my wife, and I had a Skinny Girl margarita, like I said earlier. Yep. The margarita was $19.50 in Middletown, New Jersey, dude.
It's insane.
And I'm like, oh my God, like
$20 for a drink. That's stadium pricing.
It was a wake up call to just show like the state of affairs. Like, I've been to keep my price where it's at, I've dramatically like reduced my lifestyle to try to just stay competitive. It was funny, like when my meals were $9.99, everything was like great. I mean, everybody was winning, but now it's like we're at like $14.49 now. Yeah. Another thing too, I realized, dude, the other night my wife's like, "What do you want for dinner?" I was like, "Oh, let's just get pizza," right? And my kid is 4, my daughter's 4, my son is 5, and I was late to the game. My kids, 4 and 5, they had 3 slices each. Yeah. That's an unheard of number for those kids. Right. They usually barely get done with 2. Right. But what's happening is
Oh,
the
slices
pizza
are
boxes
smaller.
are smaller.
Yeah.
So now like the pizza's more money, the pizza's smaller, and it's
Right.
like the old school cereal box. Remember we were kids?
Yeah.
Like now you sit down, you could crush a whole box of cereal. Now, I haven't had cereal in a long
Me
time,
neither,
but
yeah.
you know, it got to a point where the box gets smaller, there's less cereal, so the price point can stay the same. But everybody's feeling this right now. So for me, I was a personal trainer. And this is how this all started.
Right.
I felt horrible
Right.
that people were spending $100 an hour to train with me,
Yeah.
eating like shit. I knew
Right.
that was a waste of time. It was a waste of my time, waste of their time, waste of their money. And one thing that drives me crazy is waste. So like at Eat Clean Bro, I try to be very effective, very efficient in every
Right.
movement, everything we do, down like the whole like lean manufacturing process, Six
Yep.
Sigma, all that stuff. I love that stuff. If I knew about engineering when I was younger, I would have went to school to become an industrial engineer because like that stuff just gets me going.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like I inherently hate waste. Anything
Right.
that's wasteful drives me crazy.
Even food at your house for dinner. You're
Anything.
like, can't waste this.
Any type of waste.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, I even make compost now with my waste for my food scraps.
Do you really?
Yeah, because like
cool.
everybody's like, people are like trying to do electric cars or trying, but like, you know, like there's this big like point the finger movement in America, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to take a step back and say, yo, what am I doing wrong?
Right.
As an individual.
Right.
They want to look at groups.
Right.
Oh, this group of
Yeah.
people is doing that. That group of people is doing that. Bro, food waste makes up like, it's the internet. Don't hold me to it. I want to say everyone demonizes like fossil fuels, but if you look up for yourself the CO2 emissions from food waste and landfills, it is
it more?
very close. No, it's not more,
Okay,
but it's
I was gonna
close.
say.
It's close to
So
cars.
it's comparable.
Right.
Wow.
But dude, in
I didn't
France,
know. I had no idea that.
no one does. But dude, in France, everyone has chickens.
Right.
They throw the food scraps to the chickens.
Yeah.
The chickens eat it. What doesn't get eaten gets thrown into the soil. They track around the soil. They poop in the soil. They make garden. They make you know,
Full circle.
dude, and yeah, they make fertilizer and like, dude, France has it figured out in
Yeah.
terms of like the environment. In terms of business, no. In Europe, people think Europe's great. It's not great. But I went all over the place. But like, where did I go off the rails?
Yeah.
I think I went off the rails with just like the price and
Well,
how
just-
I would do this
well,
for free.
Yeah, I mean, basically the question was around like people who doubted you, right? And then now are
Yeah.
now believers.
Well, the people who doubted me, I think got smashed in like 2014 when like Lala set me up with like, Mello set me
Yeah,
up with the
yeah.
Knicks. And Lala set me up with Angie, who's Beyonce's cousin. Then I'm
Yeah.
in like Beyonce's office. So like I went from like zero to hero real quick from
Yeah.
like 2013. Thanks, man. 2013, 2014, I went from like zero to hero.
Like, is there like like obviously I don't want you to do numbers, but like, is there like a 50% increase in business because of that stuff, or like 100% increase? Like
more. Yeah, it was
that's
like
sick.
I went from being like a $250,000 a year business to like a multi-million-dollar business in like a year.
Bam.
So, and then it just started to go up. But like you said before, with like stepping in and helping friends' events and doing the things people weren't willing to do. One of my biggest pet peeves when I'm coaching entrepreneurs or
Yeah.
if I'm talking to entrepreneurs is they're like, oh, I won't do that for free. And I'm always like, dude, you have to do things for free. And
Right.
and like sometimes you're gonna get hit, but sometimes you're also gonna knock people out. So like sometimes you do things for free and it doesn't work, but sometimes you do things for free and all these doors open up. So like if you could do it, do it. And that's something I've always done.
That's a real big issue right now with the Gen Z and younger, even millennial demographic, the younger millennials. They want to make $1 million coming out of college. They want to get what they're worth right away.
Yeah.
And like you, when I was early days, as a 17-year-old starting adapting, like, dude, I did everything for free because I knew I didn't deserve it yet.
Yeah.
Like I had to build trust, I had to build respect, I had to build all these things, I had to show a portfolio. And like nowadays, like any of the kids that I mentor that are like out of college, like the intern here and stuff, and like I have a conversation with them, it's like, well, I was gonna go do this job, but they didn't want to pay me enough. I'm like, bro, you don't deserve it yet. But they don't get it. Doesn't compute. It's like, no, I see that guy on Instagram and TikTok driving a Ferrari. He's 20. I need that. Like he doesn't do it for free. I'm like, you don't know what he did before. Like,
yeah, it's not natural.
no,
Nothing about Instagram is natural.
right. When you started, the interesting thing is, so you started what year?
Let me interrupt you.
Yeah, good.
Back to like social media.
Yeah.
The difference between all of these guys showing off their exotics.
Yeah.
I'm really influencing people on how to start their own business.
Right.
I've really created a movement across the country.
Right.
I've helped people start their own meal prep companies all over the world.
Right.
And they've done it through watching me, because I broke it down, I made it look simple, and I made it look obtainable.
Right.
I didn't like...
You're not flexing.
No. The only time I do flex is like my charity work, because if it's big enough to talk about. I don't talk about my weekly food donations to the food bank. I don't talk about all the people I'm feeding every single week.
Right.
You know, people who have like disabilities, or people whose house burns down, or people's fucking kids died, or like any of that sad shit that I'm doing every fucking week.
Right.
But yeah, it's like somewhere the message is being lost. Like, am I too humble? Like, do I not like, you know, I'm looking at all these ads. Competitors are like, we're the best. See why people are switching here. And I'm like, bro, I think it's fucking weird to self-proclaim yourself as the best. Like, who certified that statement, right? Like, that's an old Grey Goose tactic where Grey Goose used it as like the world's best tasting vodka, and they punched it. But like, Grey Goose, like, yeah, but it's like, damn, should I just start saying these things? Like, I don't know. Yeah. Like, I'm like, dude, I feel like when I started getting endorsed by like Beyonce's family, or fucking Michael B. Jordan, DJ Khaled, Lala, like when the most famous people in the world were eating my stuff, that to me was a testament of being like the best. That was like the pinnacle of fucking serving people. Like that was like the highest honor. You know, like that was the highest honor. Yeah. Like, you're giving your food away to free for some influencer who you're paying to say you're the best. Like, you paid for that, dude. Like, I earned my street cred off being real, and real stuff, and real results. Right. I didn't like pay for it. These influencers were all getting paid to endorse products. Like, that's not real. It's all paid. They're being paid to say things.
The cool thing though that I think and know that you're doing on this topic is you are letting the quality product speak for itself, as opposed to you being on the forefront, being like, I'm the best, come try this. And I think that speaks volumes. You know, we had a conversation before we started this, how there's a lot of companies out there which blow my fucking mind, that if I'm motivated, right, you know better than anybody else, being a former trainer and currently trainer, it's like, if somebody's motivated to eat healthy and to start getting into it, who wants to wait 2 weeks to get a fucking meal plan? Who wants to wait a week to get a meal plan? The best part about what I feel like you guys do so well in your markets is you get them the food the next day. Like the next fucking day. I literally had a conversation with my wife. I forgot to order 2 weeks ago on Sunday, and I was so pissed at myself. I was like, I want it on Monday, I want to start, boom, right? And it just gets my week going, right? So the past like 3-4 weeks I've been doing it. And I forgot on Sunday. I go, Jack, I fucking forgot. And she was the one that reminded me. She goes, it'll come tomorrow. Yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah, right. All right, fine. Tuesday, fine. Right? So, boom, came the next day. Like, I can't imagine waiting 2 weeks to get meals.
Yeah, and also another thing, if you forget and you call our line, like, we'll squeeze you in. Like, we make accommodations for people. Totally. And then we also, if you're like one of those people who you're like, oh, I forget all the time, can you just run me every week for this? We have like a subscription. We have a subscription program, but like, I think
I need that in my life.
Yeah, like when I started Eat Clean Bro, I was obviously a pioneer in the space. There was nobody for me to copy. I did not want to copy anybody to begin with, but there was nobody for me to copy. Right. So my goal with Eat Clean Bro was I wanted to be faster than Amazon. You know, like I want to shoot at big game. I don't want to beat the pizzeria, bro. If I can't beat the local neighborhood pizzeria, like, come on. Yeah. Like, obviously. But then, like, I wanted to be faster than Amazon. And Eat Clean Bro is fast.
You still are, technically. In most cases.
Like in New Jersey and New York and Philly, we're fast. I mean, we're like Amazon Prime fast. Yeah. And when I look at the competition, I was always a chef driven company. I was community oriented. I'm feeding the underprivileged every week.
Right.
I am not a tech and marketing company
Right.
pumping frozen food through 3PLs that are all over the country. Like, I'm not doing that. We are in the kitchen sauteing the garlic in extra virgin olive oil. We are
Right.
dehydrating the chipotle peppers. We are making our spices from scratch in-house. We are handling the food in a way that is like grandma's cooking, low
Right.
and slow.
Right.
We are not in the same category. So when I see these ads that are like, we're the best, this, that, I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know.
It's corny, though. It's corny.
It's corny. It's like I'm being outgunned in a fight where, like, I don't have Factor 75 money.
Right.
Where they're spending, I think they're probably spending $1 million every 2 days on advertising through all their channels.
Let's call it the HelloFresh money, though, because they're owned
Exactly.
by, yeah.
So, like, I don't have $1 million to
Per day.
to advertise to you. I just, I can live with myself, okay?
Yeah.
And also, back to waste, I was never impressed. If you are a $100 million company, but you spend $100 million a year on Facebook ads, you're upside down.
Correct.
That doesn't impress me.
No, right.
You should be a $100 million company.
Right.
You're spending dollar for dollar all of your revenue on getting new customers and ads and coupons.
Right.
So that was, as a self-funded entrepreneur, I started Eat Clean Bro with $300. I was never able to do that, nor would I want to do that. I feel like I would much rather go and feed fucking people who are hungry, man.
Correct.
Why would I want to feed Mark Zuckerberg? Right. Why would I want to feed that guy?
Right.
I don't want to feed him.
Right.
I want to put food in mouths of people who have, like, kids who have hungry stomachs.
Right.
I want to raise money for hospitals where kids have, like, I don't want to see kids sick,
terminal illnesses
dying.
yeah.
I think that's wasteful. I
Yeah.
think that's careless capitalism. It's gross. I did not start Eat Clean Bro to help rich people get richer.
Right.
I started Eat Clean Bro to give back to my community, to create a safe place to work, and to make a great product that I could be proud of and go to bed at night knowing I'm the best.
Yeah.
And for me to talk about my food and be like, we're the best, I'm above that.
Yeah.
I don't need to say I'm the best anymore.
Right.
I need to help other entrepreneurs. I need to help people start their business, and I need to, like, give back to the community.
I love that.
Like, Eat Clean Bro is a byproduct of, like, the care
Right.
that I have for people around me.
Yeah.
And just watching what the industry has turned into, it's like, I hate it. Like,
Yeah.
I absolutely hate it because we're getting bombarded. Eat Clean Bro, like, it's a great name, but Eat Clean Bro is like, it's almost like a highway
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, everybody's able to use that term.
Yeah.
So all my competition can put in their SEO or whatever, like, Eat Clean Bro.
Right.
And then, like, all of my channel is their ads. So, like,
Right.
I'm perpetuating their ads. And I guess maybe, I don't know, vice versa, but it's like,
The beginning of your name, Eat Clean, is 100% sure in everybody's SEO.
correct.
100%.
So,
But Google's going to pick that regardless, even though there's a bro at the end of it. So to your point, I get what you're saying.
so yeah, basically I'm wide open for.
But they saw you. So these guys, right? The PEs that are
Yep.
like, let's just fucking charge companies and supercharge them, make money. They saw you doing it, and they're like, oh, wait a second.
Freshly, who got $1 billion exit.
Yeah.
Was secret shopping me when I was at Nona's, working
Yeah.
out of a side door, living in a 1-bedroom apartment, sharing
Yeah.
a Kia Soul with me and my wife.
Love
Do
it.
you know? I mean, like, I don't know if that's flattery or if that's just flat out disgusting.
Totally.
Because Freshly was built on lies. It was a house of cards,
Yep.
and it was such a pile of shit that Nestle spent $1 billion on it and parked it the second they bought it. They threw $1 billion away.
Are they even around?
No, they're gone.
I haven't even heard of them.
Yeah, dude, they're fucking gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's gotta be flattering for you though,
No.
knowing they're following you. Like, yo, I'm balling out that much, not in a money aspect, but from your product, your food is doing so well that they're like, who is this guy?
It would have been nice if they said, "Hey, Jamie, we see how hard you're
Knock
working.
on the
Let us cut you in on that." That would have been nice. Instead, like, I keep watching all these guys pop up, and I'm watching all this investment, and I'm like, you guys aren't even making a good product. Like,
Right.
you guys are dumping more and more money into influencers and targeted ads. It's like, damn, all right. Like,
I want to jump around for a sec because that one we're going to keep going deep into. But I want to ask you a question. So, a lot of entrepreneurs, and I've been told this many times. I had a podcast with this Harvard professor who essentially was like in the like psychology space, and he said to me, he's like, people like you, type A entrepreneurs, they buy the house on the water, they never enjoy the water view. Right, they get the beautiful home. They never get to truly actually enjoy it. They have the kids in the family, they're never actually present. Do you? And are you like right now entrepreneur? Are you like where are you right now? Are you in that zone? Like, are you proud of yourself?
No, no, dude. No. I'm actually like my senior year. I was 30-2, 30 wins, 2 losses.
Yeah.
What do you think are the only fucking things I can remember about my senior year wrestling, right?
Yeah.
My 2 losses.
Yeah. True.
So my kids, I force myself to stop and hug them and play with them and be with them. My wife is identical to me, so that's good. We're both very hardcore.
Yeah.
My wife is perfect for me. But we're both we take being parents very seriously. So we try to be like she is very present. I try very hard to be present. Some days are better than others. I do really enjoy my house. Pat Gagliano's finished basement.
Dude.
Yeah, right?
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
I got my sauna, my steamer, got my bar, got my gym, got my cold plunge. Shout out to Plunge. So
that company took off.
Yeah. But how did they take off? They took off by doing shit for free.
Correct.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Which everyone's too busy to do shit for free. Those guys had fucking nothing.
Right.
Built a bunch of fucking cold plunges for people all over. Made themselves look like this enormous business because, they built one for Rogan. They built one for this. They built one for that.
Yeah.
They had fucking nothing. They were going around in like a, I don't know, one of those campers. They were driving around.
Yeah, it's like a Sprinter camper.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
They were going around the country building this shit for influential people, and like they kickstarted their company that way. But
so Kayla's present.
Yeah.
You try your best to be present, but why are you not proud of yourself?
Experience gives they say experience gives a test first, the lesson afterwards. I was not prepared for the backlash and aftermath of COVID. I was not prepared for inflation. I was not prepared for supply chain issues. I did construction during COVID, dude.
Yeah.
And basically the price of everything went through the roof. Everything was delayed, and I burned through millions of dollars. I burned through millions and millions of dollars of my own money that was not accounted for. So like hindsight's 2020. But I think it's important for people to realize that like it's all good to be self-funded entrepreneur, bootstrap entrepreneur. And like it's all fine and good when things are going good, but like when things go wrong and you don't have the resources to kind of navigate those seas, like there's times where my wife's like crying, like, "Oh my God, I'm such an idiot," and I'm like, "Kayla, like Signature Bank, Silicon Bank,
right?
Like fucking there's Popeye's chickens who are gonna go under, like there's so many." Enormous enterprises that are going down in this environment because they can't navigate the shit. And I'm like, we definitely got our ass beat, but like we're alive.
You're here.
And like I think to go from like 2020 to fall off the top of a mountain and splatter on the ground, but like thankfully you're alive, like to have to get up and pick yourself up off that and to know that it happened at the hands of like full-blown just state negligence.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard not to be pissed off.
Of course.
Like if someone at the building department who was a disgruntled person who just wouldn't do their job costs you like $4 million with like a $600,000 a year run rate, you'd be like, man, fuck that person. Like I'm angry every day.
Yeah.
I have to dig myself out of a hole, like a gigantic fucking hole. And and it really wasn't my fault.
Right.
So like, like world events, inflation.
Right.
In 2021, I was like, no, I'm not going to raise my price. Like, whatever. Prices never came down, dude.
Right.
Prices are still going up.
They're only going up.
And it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Pay isn't going up.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
The CFO of McDonald's just said, like, Americans can't afford McDonald's. Do you know how scary that is as an entrepreneur?
It's crazy.
The fucking CFO of McDonald's?
Well, picture this, though, right? Because this is a good example. So, like, right now when you think about what people are paying, like, for rent, right? Like, even just in New York, New Jersey right now, right? Like, somebody who's, like, my dad's a, construction worker pretty much his whole life, blue-collar dude. Literally, like, when you think about it, and again, I'm one of 5 kids, the oldest of 5 kids, right? My mom's a stay-at-home mom. Like, dude, if he was just starting now,
Toast.
dude, we wouldn't have my parents wouldn't have a house.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't be able to do any of that stuff. And it's like, to think about that, I hate that more than anything. Like, but to your point, so like, if you are in that world, if that is your reality, right? So you are, again, you're living in this world, obviously it's tough to buy a house. You, in most cases, if you have a kid, or maybe you don't have a kid, but you're paying for rent, and rent's outrageous. And you think about those things like, okay, well, yeah, you're going to go to dinner or McDonald's, whatever else. Like, dude, everything is so expensive. Not that McDonald's is expensive, but everything around it is that makes it like, is it worth it anymore?
Dude, Jersey Mike's.
Right.
A number 7, turkey provolone.
Yeah.
To get that fucking sub is $22 on DoorDash.
What?
A fucking Jersey Mike's sub, dude.
22?
22 fucking bucks.
Wow.
It's like, god damn, like, you're getting 4 or 5 ounces of turkey on that sub, dude. And it's not boar's head. And it's fucking 22. So it's like, damn it, like, fuck. I'm trying to be a man for the people. And I promised to go out on my shield. And I still, like, have that promise. Like, I will die trying for the people. Like,
but let me ask you a question, though. So what does, like, I'm really fascinated by this question. Like, what does, like, paint me a picture of it. And I'll give you an example first. I want to know what success looks like to you. Like, if you were to paint a picture for me, like, so like, the example I've gotten before is like somebody saying, like, if I can go to the store, buy a bottle of wine, pick up, food, head to my house, and not worry about any financial aspect of what I'm buying, and I could just relax with my family, and we're good, everybody's healthy, that's success to me, right? I've had obviously way different examples of that, but I'm just giving you a quick, easy one. What does success look like to you at this current point? I know it always changes.
Yeah.
Well, right now.
I think, like, for me, like, success would be just having financial freedom, not being burdened with so much debt. Yeah. But, like, also absolute freedom, which is what eClean Bro provided for me. Yeah. And, like, I feel it. Like, I'm shopping, dude. I'm looking for strategic partners. And now I'm thinking, dude, my freedom is being taken away from me because of, like, mismanaged world events. Yeah. And it's like, dude, everything I worked for, it's not like the end of the world, but it's like I had something I worked my entire life for, and it's being kind of hijacked because of
world events and how things were handled and shit.
World events and, like, private equity firms pumping money into companies that shouldn't exist, and you're like, damn it, man. Like, my friends who have restaurants or my friends who do construction, they don't understand. So I try to explain it like this. If 30 food trucks parked in front of your restaurant and we're doing free food concepts, how long do you think your restaurant would survive before you had to close your doors? Right. Yes. Like, my buddy Tommy at Butcher Block, perfect example. Yeah. Butcher Block is fucking cool. I love going there. The fucking food is great. The vibe is great. But, bro, if 30 food trucks opened up on that street and just never fucking stopped, and it was always free, like, yo, you might still go to the Butcher Block, but guess what? You're not ordering dessert. Often. You're not ordering dessert. You're not ordering a steak. You're not getting that side. And it just starts to chip away at you. And it chips away at your margin. And now your fucking overhead's higher. And your revenue's down. And you're like, motherfucker. Like, I can't believe this is allowed. Like, everyone's so angry at Wall Street, but no one fucking knows why. It's because people take money, invest it into shit that's not fucking real, and it fucking kills shit that is real. Like lightning bugs. Yeah. Do you see them around anymore? No. Right? That's because everyone's trying to kill the mosquito. The fucking pesticides that go into killing mosquitoes have fucking exterminated lightning bugs, but we still get bit by fucking mosquitoes every fucking day. Yeah. Every fucking day.
So is that, oh my God, I was just talking to my wife about that. I'm like, it sucks that, like, my kids won't be able to, like, because I never see them anywhere.
They used to be everywhere.
And I live in an open, I have a lot of land. Like, up north, when I used to live up north
I live on a fucking farm, dude.
Right. Like, you think it'd be Thousands.
Pesticides.
Millions.
Pesticides. Killing everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's in our food.
You hear about black bear hunt. Black bear hunt. Nobody says fucking shit about the lightning bugs.
Yeah.
And they are fucking gone.
Haven't seen one in years.
They're gone.
Yeah.
They used to be everywhere when we were kids. The whole street was lit up.
I used to love them, dude.
They were awesome. We were kids. You put them in a jar.
Yep.
Fucking smear them on your skin and shit. You know what I mean? We all did it. We're not going to talk about it because of fucking PETA. PETA's going to come fucking try to slam us about something we did 32 years ago as a fucking 4-year-old.
You get canceled.
You didn't know any better.
4-year-old, you canceled you.
There's millions of them.
Yeah.
Now they're all fucking gone.
Yeah.
I'm trying to fix my yard, right? Like they like wet wood, they like clover, they like all this shit. But like, dude, the damage is done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I didn't start realizing this shit. I have all these wood structures in my yard. So the carpenter bees were eating the shit out of all my stuff.
Yeah.
So I sprayed the wood.
Right.
But then I noticed it was fucking killing everything. And now I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Like, God.
Can't win.
Well, that's the thing with like Wall Street.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people realize the
So
damage.
they're the concept. They're the
mosquito.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But the government's just too worried about the weirdest, dumbest shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Back to like Wall Street.
Yeah.
So, and another thing, right? America is the greatest country in the world simply because we have the most access to capital.
Right.
And that's another thing. People like look at the history of America and they're like, it gets convoluted. But like ultimately, the idea of America is be born poor, die rich, access to capital. And a lot of people don't understand how capital works, or like they have absolutely no financial discipline or understanding of money. And like, look, dude, I've been in business for myself now for a long time. I'm finally just starting to grasp it. It's not shit they teach you.
Right.
It's all shit like, it's kind of a secret.
Yeah.
You got to like know how to look for it and know what questions to ask.
Right.
But it's varied.
It's
a very different language. So like, we all speak English, but like we don't talk that English, right?
No.
Like we don't know what type of vehicle, financial vehicles there are and stuff like that. So
it makes sense. And like, did you go to college?
I had a good time in college.
Where did you go?
I went to Montclair. I went to Brookdale for a very long time.
Okay.
I got like 140 credits at Brookdale.
Did you really?
I fucking nailed Brookdale. I took so many courses.
So wait, so were you a 2-year at Montclair, or you went full 4?
I went to Montclair to wrestle. The program got dropped, and then I kind of partied out. So I was at Brookdale. I was at Montclair for 3 semesters.
Okay, gotcha.
Joined a fraternity, raged, went crazy.
Had a great time.
I had a real good time.
I want to ask you about that. So you're a father.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's obviously one of the most important titles that you have. Dude, you growing up the way you grew up, and the dude you are. I look at you and I look at you like, you look at dudes who crawl, like literally just like crawl and fucking scrape and get their way to success.
Yeah.
When they didn't get any handouts, right? Like you have to do it. Your fingernails are bloody, dirty.
Yeah.
Right. Like what's your and Kayla's mentality on like getting your kids to have what you have, right? Because like you created success, right? And now you want the best for your kid, and you want your kids to not obviously emulate exactly who you are and what you do, but you want them to be able to live where they want to live and not worry about money or worry about things that like you aren't right now, but they're growing up in a crazy different environment than you did and I did, right?
Yeah.
So like, is there a philosophy or anything you guys kind of have around this? Or any thought process around it?
My wife is very like traditional.
Yeah.
For me, there's like low vibration people, and then there's like high vibration people.
Yeah.
I want my kids to feel abundance.
Yeah.
And they're still very young, but like, I feel like for the kids, man, like there's a time to play, which both my kids are under 6 years old.
Yeah.
My son has special needs. Like he's got some delays, but like for my daughter, I'm trying to just make everything fun.
Yeah.
Trying to teach her food. Kayla's always coloring. We're teaching her about animals.
Yeah.
And one of the things I like to do with kids is I like to teach them about like selling a drink. And I give a lesson on margin. So if you pour water into this cup with no ice, you're going to have to pour a whole lot more water into this cup to fill it. But if you fill this cup with ice,
less water.
more than 50% less water.
Right.
So like if you're selling lemonade or you're selling coffee or,
right.
I gave this lesson to the girl at Starbucks.
Yeah.
She was an asshole. I was just, dude, honestly, she didn't have time for it, but
She gave you all ice?
Well, I said, can I have a cold brew? I said, can I have a cold brew in a venti cup or a cold brew in a Trenta cup over ice?
Yeah.
And she goes, your heart's going to explode. And I said, actually, it's about the same or less cold brew than a grande cup with no ice. And seeing is believing.
Couldn't compute it?
No, but after I showed her fucking mind was blown. And that was somebody who actually worked there, who never took the time to understand the business or what product they were selling.
Right.
So, like, I feel like if you teach your kids valuable lessons, merchandising, margin, in an abundance mindset, fuck, you don't know where it'll go. I mean, you really don't. But if you teach them, like, if you show them hard work, my mom and dad were both very hardworking people.
Yeah.
No one had to teach it to me because I don't think you got to see it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, when I was wrestling, we didn't have a district champion for like 30 years. After me, there was district champions like crazy because the kids saw it.
Right.
And then that perpetuated championships. Right. Same thing with me, with entrepreneurship. All of my closest guys that I started Eat Clean Bro with all have their own businesses now. Same thing with Tommy at the Butcher Block. I mentioned him before, but one of the things about Tommy is some of his original guys went and started their own businesses too.
Right.
And when you're like me or you're like Tommy or even like my boy Rob too at Pliables, like when you show people how to do things and you inspire people to do it on their own, that's like the highest compliment of entrepreneurship.
Dude, yeah.
Because that's what we all need to do for each other.
Leaders create leaders.
Correct.
Dude, I was mind boggled when I had him on the podcast and he told me that Pliables did like 100 mil.
Yeah.
Like when you add all the locations together. Like it's like, what?
Yeah, I used to mentor him. Now he mentors me.
Full circle, dude.
Yeah. I used to teach him a lot. So we're still like best friends.
Well, leaders create leaders, right? Like true, genuine people who want people to succeed and grow create leaders. I heard this a long time ago. I just wanted to say this for people because I think you hit that nail on the head. But I heard this one thing, dude, and I remember during COVID, one of my mentors, like I was talking to me, this guy's, a pretty successful dude, and I sat down with him, and he's a local Jersey guy. He exited his company for over $1 billion. Self-started himself with 2 dudes, like insane, like unheard of. Long story short, I'm talking to him, he's like, I'm like, COVID, dude, like shit, like, what the fuck? Like, I work with businesses. Like, if businesses can't operate, they can't, I'm not going to ask them for $1. Long story short, he gave me this analogy or this story that he said that he always used in tough times. And he said, there was this story of these kids ice skating over a frozen lake. And one of the kids fell through, right? And they couldn't find him. They're searching for this guy and they see him and they're banging through and, couldn't get through. So fast forward, he goes to the end of the story where like there's the police are there, the firefighters are there, EMT's there. And this cop is like, yo, I can't believe that little fucking 7-year-old punched through that thick ass glass. I can't believe he did it. And there was an old guy, the quintessential old dude that was there watching, and he goes, he did it because there was nobody there to tell him he couldn't.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking game, dude. That's the game. Like so many people tell you, you can't do this, or dude, this is crazy. You're never gonna do this. And they're putting their doubts on themselves that they carry.
That's the word, dude. Doubt is the crack in the windshield.
Yeah.
And that doubt stops you from going fast. Doubt stops you in your tracks. Doubt makes you question, and you see it in fighting. Once a fighter doubts themselves, it's very hard that they become champion again. And doubt.
You think McGregor type of thing?
I think like there's definitely more than just McGregor. Once you start hesitating, once you start doubting yourself.
Yeah.
In business, it's analysis paralysis by analysis. Like once you stray away from the magic and the stuff that made you great and what the people love, it's so I love that. I love that quote, man.
Yeah, it just hit me when he told me. I was like, dude, you know what? Fuck yeah. Because I was doubting myself. I was like, other people like, bro, like you better like figure it out. Like, this is crazy. And when he told me, I was like, you know what? I'm going to operate with that mentality. I'm not listening to fucking anybody. But the one thing I always say, dude, the reason why, so I started doing this podcast in 2016, initially because my social media manager at the time was like, dude, everyone's doing podcasts. And I was like, nobody does podcasts besides fucking Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And obviously now it's completely different, but I told her I would do it and I would test it. And I sat down, from 16 to 18. And I remember you were one of the podcasts that I kept doing it for, because when you came in tired of your fucking mind, you were like, you have a young kid, you're exhausted, you're building a business, and I sat there and I'm like, dude, this is like therapy for me. Because like when you're talking to other entrepreneurs, not everybody can relate to you. Like what you're going through, employees, fucking debt, this, that, yada, yada. And it's like an AA meeting. It's like, dude, people don't get it.
Yeah.
And you do the one thing at the end of the day, like I'm with you too. Like I'm not proud of myself, like same way you are. I'm like, I'm always like, what's next? Like, how can I do something next? But you know what? The one thing, dude, like when I looked at like adapting social, right?
Yeah.
Like I looked at like, what our revenue is per United States of America businesses. And we're like right around 1% of businesses in revenue, right? Dude, you're at like 0.0000.
Yeah.
And money's not the only thing, right? But it's definitely a target to say I'm doing something right. But outside of all that, dude, like you are helping so many people, and it's so difficult to carry that and be like, all right, well, because I still am not happy with the things I have going on. But bro, like, you are a fucking force.
Yeah, I am.
You're a fucking force, dude.
Yeah, I want to do more. You know? I want to do more. I guess there's just times where I feel tangled, like with advertising.
Yeah.
I know that the competitors are lying.
Yeah.
I know that they're selling knockoff jewelry. If someone's like, hey man, I got this fucking two-tone Submariner Rolex for fucking $1,400.
Right.
You're going to be like,
what's wrong with that,
dude? No, you fucking don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
So, I got to just keep carving my own path, and I got to just keep hitting the gas. Like I said, I think it's weird to go and call yourself the best, like to be self-proclaimed best. Like all these ads, I keep saying, everybody keeps saying they're the best. I would be down. Let's everybody send their fucking meals to a food critic and see who the fucking best is with no corruption. Like, no, this isn't a paid fucking review. Like, let's put our fucking money where our mouth is, dude.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Let's secret shop the fuck. Let's fucking have somebody. Let's have somebody go around, order the fucking meals, and see. Let's really see who the fucking best is.
Yeah,
and do it unanimously. Like, do it under the radar.
Yeah,
let's see who's the best then. Like, fuck, man.
Yeah. Dude, on that topic, you are up against PEs that just have money.
Yeah.
That just want to build a business. They don't care about food. They just care about marketing and making money.
Dude, yeah.
That's what you're up against.
Right.
The one thing, and again, transparently, like I told you prior to the podcast, like I'm testing other places right now.
Yeah.
What blows my mind outside of it is you can see there is no comparison. I'm not just saying this because I know you. I'm not saying this, for any other reason. Dude, the food that you make, like before I came here today, I had the chimichurri steak.
Yeah.
And fucking fire.
Those potatoes, right?
Dude,
I mean, come on.
Dude, like, and also when you heat it, like, so one of the competitors that we tested it on to see like a similar type of steak, dude, you get it? Like when I put yours in the microwave, right? I like mine at 145. Don't know why, 145. Dude, the center's still nice and little pink, right? The way it's supposed to be. The others, right? And I'm ready on my third test now with steak. It's fucking fried. Like it's like there's zero pink. It's like burnt. It's like gross. Their job is just to make money off feeding people. Like they want it's a business to them. And that's it.
Essentially, dude, when Walmart comes to town, they drop their price.
Correct. Fuck everybody else up.
Under the floor. They dismantle Main Street.
Yep.
They take out all of the competition, and then they raise their price back up, dude. And that's what's happening in prepared food. That's what's happening on the internet.
Right. What advice would you go, knowing what you know now, what advice would you go back in time to the most vulnerable time? Maybe it's 2020, maybe it's earlier in business. And what advice would you give yourself?
I would say give Lala, give JWoww, give Frankie, give like Mike, give all the famous people who are endorsing me equity.
Yep.
I would find a co-packer who had a modified atmosphere packaging. I would focus solely on national. I would dump. I would raise money. I would dump, and I would have stole Freshly's exit. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the king of New Jersey, which I am.
Yeah, which you've done.
I go anywhere and people are so happy to see me.
Yeah.
And it's cool. But I wanted to be the king of New Jersey, which I should have been the king of America. And I had the momentum.
Yeah.
I was the biggest meal prep page on the internet for a while until like people started tapping into like the ass and titty posts. Everybody follows those. I never did those.
Yeah.
But I had the momentum. I was the biggest meal prep company in the world at one point. As far as family owned, self-funded, there's nobody close. I think that's like the frustrating part is that like in reality, in the real world, still to this day, after like 19 years of doing this, no one fucking comes close to me.
Right.
And that's the part that stings because I didn't sell out. And like, I don't know. I guess it's all how you look at it. Like, I met Carter at Freshly. I'm sure he's having a good time with the money he has, flying fucking private jets everywhere. Yeah. But, Carter knew who I was. And he congratulated me on the success and was like, gave me props. But I'm like, I was there, dude. Yeah. I had the momentum.
Right.
I had the national momentum. And I was a kid. I mean, what like 27-year-old kid who's on a rocket knows the shit you need to know.
Right.
I was surrounded by some people who weren't the most experienced.
Right.
I was surrounded by like friends, hired all my friends. Like I bootstrapped a business that exploded and like I did the best I could. And like back to being alive, like I'm alive.
Yeah. What's better than that?
I have a great business. I have a great reputation. I've been able to give back millions of dollars in food to underprivileged people. I've been able to raise almost $500,000 for, kids.
Yep.
I've been able to do a lot of good things for people. So I can't say I regret it, but what Freshly and Factor 75 did, what I could have fucking did with a whole lot less money.
Yeah.
And I could have taken Eat Clean Bro to the fucking moon. And now it's like, now with like the absurd amount of fucking people in this space, it's like a knife fight to get a customer. Yeah. But I'm still, in my opinion, based off availability, quality, price point, like all of these things, if you're in New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia, we're faster than Amazon. We make the food fresh the day you order it, so it's like made fresh.
Yeah. You can't beat that. I mean, your competition's not doing that.
I'm telling you the truth, and I'm telling you from like the bottom of my heart, when it comes to prepared food, at this point I don't know how to make it better. I mean, when you look at food, what makes food great is the freshness that comes into the door, the speed and the handling in which you cook it and manufacture it, and the speed in which you get it to the customer. At this point, it can't be, I don't know how to make it faster. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to make it fresher. And we have dissected like culinary executions with like, the sous vide steaks. We take the stocks, we cook them down. Like the amount of work that goes into the backbone of the culinary structure of Eat Clean Bro, like the micronutrients, the nutrients you're getting in every Eat Clean Bro meal, like we're folding in so much stuff. Like we're taking elements of all cooking styles and just trying to give you the best bang for your buck. At this point, I don't, like, it's funny, like Eat Clean Bro can't even find a co-packer because the steps and the shit that goes into producing an Eat Clean Bro meal legitimately doesn't make sense to anybody but me, because I make this food the way I would want to eat it myself, or feed my grandma or my family. My kids. So like I've Eat Clean Bro is like a passion project that I get to share my life story through food, and I get to like tell my story through my menu items, and I get to I get to really provide a quality product for people I care about. So
do you think in a way, it's, again, you said it before, hindsight is 20/20, right?
Yeah.
And in retrospect, obviously 20 years from now, I have a weird feeling that you had that momentum hiccup happen. Because, dude, if somebody's going to offer you $100 million to figure out how to make this triple or quadruple the size, right, you might have had a compromise, and not that you would want it, but there might have been a compromise in quality that you've perfected.
That's exactly why I didn't do it. And I think like the story that I don't tell are the massive amounts of sacrifices I've made to ensure New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia, like to make sure that people who live here have a quality option.
Right.
Like the sacrifices I've made have cost me, dude, it's a disgusting number. It's like life-changing money I turned my back on.
Yeah.
That like this is a story people don't fucking know. Like people don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Looking back now,
to maintain quality.
Looking at the economy we're in now, should I have taken it? You know, I don't know. I felt
only time will tell, right? But dude, I mean, when you think, what were you saying?
I don't know. I mean, we were, times got pretty rough in the the 2008 financial collapse.
Yeah.
But we rebounded, we recovered. It took a long time to get back, but there's obviously so many stories that are just untold of like the Clean Bro untold stories. And, and like, dude, I am for the people. Like I am an entrepreneur for the people.
Right.
And like, I don't know how else to get that across to people that like, I wake up and I get excited when I'm like, yo, how can I provide more value? I get upset and my day is ruined and like, I feel like an asshole if I have to raise my price, which like it's just, I don't know, bro. Like, I think people look at business owners and like, I don't know if they like comprehend what goes into it. Right. Like, so like
behind the scenes. But I want to slide into you and Kayla. So most people email, we had probably close to 20 people email in and ask specifically about like relationships and working with your family, right? And how like, oh, it's the most difficult thing in the world. You and I have this similar situation. Like Jack, my wife is my CFO and works with all of my companies, like, financial stuff. For you, obviously, you and Kayla work together.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest questions that we had in was, how do you and Kayla make it work? Number one.
Yeah.
And is there ever a separation? Like, are you out to dinner and you're talking about stuff for work, or like, do you guys ever say like, hey, all right, we're out to dinner, it's just you and I, we're not talking to Clean Bro right now, or we're not doing this at the dinner table? Like, how do you guys manage that?
So like, first and foremost, me and Kayla are both very nice to each other.
Yeah.
So whenever there's like a stressful day or something, like, we're just fundamentally nice to each other.
Yeah.
That's like number one.
That's important. That's important.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number two is like, she recognizes that like, this is my purpose on this earth. This is my passion. This is something I've been doing since I was 19 years old. This is like the way I let her be like the mother of the children and run the household, she lets me run the business.
Yeah.
So like, I support her in her decisions at home. She supports me in my decisions at work. And like, we have very specific lanes. Mm-hmm. When I ask her to help me with something specific, she helps me with something specific.
Yeah.
Like, she's getting back involved in like helping me with the marketing and like getting a little bit more concise, just because the market factors, everybody's just getting a lot more niche, and we got to get more niche in our ads and drive it home. But
so you also, days.
Yeah, well, like, I also employ I had employed Kayla's sister, I employ her brother, and I employ her mom and her dad. So it's a whole family affair. And honestly, the family's actually pretty awesome. If there is a time, if somebody's driving me crazy, I usually just like scream into a pillow. Because human relationships are like, you have a piece of paper and you crush it, and then you, like, once that paper's wrinkled, so like,
it's true.
With human beings, like, I am in no way, shape, or form condoning kicking a dog. In an example, if you get angry at your dog and you say you kicked a dog, you swatted on their ass or something, that dog forgives you.
And it's over.
Right. But with a human being, if you're sharp or if you say something, that fucking cut never goes away. And it's like, dude, you
gotta be delicate.
It's a delicate situation. So like, some people, I would say that like, me and Kayla's emotional intelligence is severely high.
Yeah.
We tolerate each other extremely well, and if we're wrong, we say we're sorry to each other, and we're nice to each other. If we're wrong, we say we're sorry to each other. We let each other stay in our lanes, and
How important do you think Kayla is to your success?
everything, man. Yeah, I live for her. So
Yeah.
and she lives for me. It's like that's yeah.
So obviously through those tough times that you guys have had, she's been there. She's been the ride or die. I mean, you fucking shared a Kia Soul, you said.
Yeah, dude. 1-bedroom apartment. We had
Yeah.
we had a billboard campaign the size of like Geico in New Jersey, and we were in a 1-bedroom apartment with a Kia Soul. So, and then people would see me with my eClean Bro shirt on, and they'd be like, "Yo, man, is that your company?" I'd be like, "Hell no, dude. I just work there." So yeah, I would tell all my neighbors I just worked there. So the boss was a really good guy, though.
Yeah. In the end, though, man, I mean, isn't that one of the most special stories, though? Like, you and your wife were able to do this together. Like, dude, it crushes me, and I feel the way you feel, like, because Jack is, like, my number one, like, source of, like,
Yeah.
she makes me a better man, dude, bottom line. Like, and she straightens me out. Like, I'm, like, the visionary, like I'm a kite flying in the fucking sky. And she's like, all right, come on.
Yeah.
Like, we got to get out there, but, like, don't fucking go into the stratosphere. But I just think it's so cool, though, because when you see you and Kayla, you guys seem like such a fucking great team, And most people can't, like, a lot of our emails are like, how do they work together? I can't work with my cousin. Like, how is he working with his wife? It just seems like you, and you know what, dude, you know what I like about you two? I love this about you two. It seems like you guys are really good friends.
Yeah. We're there for each other, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish we could do more. We have 2 kids, that takes up a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah.
But trying to be an entrepreneur and trying to be parents, man, and then trying to maintain a social life and maintain relationships and not be fat fuck. It's like, dude, where's the time? Because, like, bro, you got to put work in.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm 260. I don't even look that good. I work out an hour and a half every fucking day.
Now,
and I do the sauna and cold plunge.
Love it. Are you doing this, like, are you morning guy? You night guy? Like, when do you do it?
My wife's up at, like, she does her 5 a.m. class at Alpha Fit, and then
Yeah.
I do, I have my standing. I just switched up my routine, dude. So I do my standing 8:30 call with my COO, do the sauna, do the cold plunge, then I get after it, and then I get to the office after that. I work out at my house.
That's nice. That's good. Now, getting close to the end here, I want to ask you a legacy question. Obviously at the end of the day, dude, we're doing what we're doing every day. You're doing what you're doing every day, because of who you are for your community, right? For yourself, for your family. Mm-hmm. The one thing that is going to supersede you, right, is your kids, And I like to kind of like use this exercise. So I've done this maybe over 100 times. And it's like most people look at your legacy, your feet are planted here today in Point Pleasant, right?
Yeah.
And you look forward and say, here's what I want to accomplish. If we were to reverse engineer that, right? So you already did it technically, right? Based on that, when your kids are older, if they were in a room with people and they're like, yo, your dad is Jamie from eClean Bro, what do you think your kids would say if you weren't there and somebody asked them, like, what's your dad like?
Yeah, I think, like, I want to just teach them that, like, the nice guy doesn't finish last. When you hug, people hug back. When you push, people push back.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
To give, to get loyalty, you got to give it. And, like, sometimes, like, there's going to be bad in the world, but, like, don't let it taint your outlook on life. And I want to teach my kids strong leadership principles, strong character traits.
Yeah.
And just teach them survival through money, like financial survival expert. Like, that's what I consider myself a financial survival expert. And that's what, like, kind of being an entrepreneur is, by providing value, so to let them know that, like, there is abundance, provide value, and, leadership, strong characteristics, all types of good stuff, so that's what I want with my kids. And I'm happy I get to be with them every day.
Yeah. Well, so has there been any Jamie original quotes? Maybe it's not a Jamie original, maybe it's something you heard. Is there any quotes you heard of when it comes to resilience, like going through tough times that resonate with you?
Through all the books I've read, patience is the foundation of power. So
I like that.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, because it was me critically thinking.
I like that a lot, dude. Patience is the foundation of power. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because, like, you have to have a strong foundation, dude. And earlier with like entrepreneurs who won't do things for free, or like in order to develop long, meaningful, standing relationships takes time. So if I just looked at Mike, or I looked at Jenny, or I looked at Frankie, or I looked at Lala as a single transaction,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where the fuck would Clean Bro be today?
Right.
How many times was I there for them? And I'm not keeping score in any way, shape, or form. It's been my honor.
Yeah.
But like being a part of Lala's charity events for all these years.
Yep.
Anytime Jenny has something like us donating food to hospitals,
Yeah.
Mike donating food to hospitals, like all of those years we worked together to do good for the community. If I treated them transactional and was like one and done, you know, instead I nourished relationships. I brought value to them. I brought them ideas. I'm like, hey, this is good for both of us. Let's like, you know, let's do this for people. Let's do that. And when you have really good people, you know, like you have a Lala, you have a Jenny, you have a Mike, you have a Frankie, really good people who are always looking to help and give back to their community also. It's just like a grand slam, tag team partnership, like boom, boom, boom. My friends at Hot 97, boom, boom, boom. Like my friends all over the radio, my friends everywhere. Like I'm not trying to cash in favors. I'm not trying to ask for things. I'm like, hey, how can I help you?
Right.
How can I help you? How can I help you? And doing that over and over and over. And then, you know, lo and behold, dude, you have like a fucking army of powerful people in your circle looking out for you.
Right.
You need to call in a favor. Not that I ever call in favors, but you know,
if it comes to it, you know, you got them.
Maybe I need to start calling in favors. I don't know. I really don't know.
Dude, I'm so grateful for your time here.
Same.
You know, time is one asset we don't get back. So you spending it here with me today means the world. We got I had to bring this in, dude. So if you don't know Eat Clean Bro, you're living under a rock. But if you haven't tried Eat Clean Bro yet, I have my top 3 recommendations that I'm going to make right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, obviously, you might have different ones. I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
For me, the top one, hands down, is the beef chili.
Oh, yeah.
I could fucking eat that every single day of my life. Legitimately. If you go in my orders when we leave here and look at my orders, I've ordered beef chili forever.
Yeah.
Second up for me is the fucking Mexican shredded beef.
Yeah.
It's under 500 calories.
Yeah.
It's literally so delicious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So delicious.
This was something I threw together at, so my boy Chris Calabrese, the chef over at Nettie's House of Spaghetti, threw like this culinary festival at on the Navasink River.
Yeah.
And I had some leftover smoked brisket, and we were at the garden, and I threw some peppers, some garlic, onion, tomatoes, and I stewed it with some some chipotle, some chili, some cumin, some coriander, and we just stewed it in the vegetables, and the beef braises and then shredded, reconstitute the juice for the sauce. So it's a super clean meal that is, like, in my opinion, the pinnacle of, like, it's just so good. Like,
my mouth's watering.
Yeah, like,
bro.
That's the thing. Like, the thing about Eat Clean Bro, it's like, dude, try to make it simple, delicious, give people food they could eat every day that doesn't make them fat, that they look forward to eating to, so then they can go to the restaurant on Friday, Saturday, have no guilt, maybe do a pizza or something. Like, give people food that's really good, but really tasty, and there's nothing in there that's bad for you, man.
Yeah.
So,
dude, the third one is enough to curl your fucking toes.
Yeah.
The fucking chicken thigh teriyaki.
Oh yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So dude, oh my god, I remember I got that. I actually went to the HQ.
Yeah.
And they were just in the middle of restocking, and the awesome nice lady up front, the blonde lady.
Yep.
I don't know what her name is.
Was it Anna?
Anna, thank you.
Yeah.
So Anna, sorry Anna. But so Anna was like, "Have you ever tried the chicken thigh?" And I'm like, "No." But like my wife always makes chicken thigh, and I like chicken thighs. But like I eat too much of it, whatever. She's like, "Oh, you should try." Dude, that is my top. That's my fucking top 3. It's so delicious, dude.
Yeah.
That's the key, though. And I think one of the things that most people, if you're watching this and you don't, you're like, oh, I want to eat good food. I want to eat flavorful food, but like I want to lose weight, but I want to eat flavorful food. It doesn't exist. And it's like, dude, your shit does.
Yeah.
It's so tasty.
Yeah. So like with the teriyaki, man, you gotta like, the chicken's out on the trays.
Yeah.
You let the chicken rest safely. You don't want to throw ice cold chicken on a piping hot grill.
No.
It's marinated. You get the marks. You mark it.
Yep.
Then we reapply like the teriyaki barbecue sauce, throw it in the oven, let that sauce caramelize on the chicken.
Oh.
And then like that's where that that's just the way I love to eat, you know,
So good,
barbecue thighs. Yeah, that little char, that
Love
grill, like it's just awesome. So it's a super simple meal. Like for me, the rice, having perfect rice every time, that's like a staple at Eat Clean Bro.
It's so good, dude. And honestly, the one thing you said that hit home for me was when you made the Mexican shredded beef, how you were inspired by it with the leftover brisket. Like that speaks to what Eat Clean Bro is, dude. Like you're not like, well, how can I make more money?
Yeah,
what meals should I do?
I know.
Like, dude, literally, like you're like, this tastes great. My customers are gonna love it. Like you think about it from a wholesome perspective, which I think is fucking fire. And if you're watching this, I'm telling you guys, if you watch this and you order from somewhere else, you have to give it a fucking shot.
I tell him this, John. I tell him, fucking order, complain, and we'll give you your money back.
That's so. It's
like
it's
I hate to say it, but like,
yeah.
dude, if you get an Eat Clean Bro meal and you don't like it, we give you your money back.
Right, guaranteed.
You can't get a hold of these other motherfuckers, bro.
Right.
Back in the day,
right?
Back in the day, like when you would look for, like, dude, I don't know about now, but bro, back in the day, you would enroll into these subscriptions and you couldn't cancel because you could not fucking get a hold of these people.
Dude.
Eat Clean Bro pioneered the game with no subscription. Let the food be the subscription.
Right. You keep coming back.
You could get a hold of us so many ways. And I feel like I was never shysty, man. Like I never fucked my customers.
Yeah.
My customers are my lifeline.
Yeah.
That's like my entire business is my customers.
Correct.
Like I don't have private equity to say, all right, fuck it, we'll go get more. Like, no, like you're keeping me alive. You're you're feeding my family. Like if you don't like a fucking meal, call. We'll fucking replace it or we'll give you your money back. Like we're not trying to fuck with you, dude. Like that is not like Eat Clean Bro is about making people happy. If you're unhappy, we give you your money back.
But yeah, dude, that's so important because you're backing your product. You're that confident. You're going to like it.
Look, dude, if you get a Mexican beef with rice and that shows up and you're like, this isn't a fucking Mexican beef with rice.
Right.
You know it is.
Right.
I mean, like, I don't know it, but like I said, we arrive as advertised.
Yeah.
We show the picture. We could make the pictures look a whole lot fucking nicer, but then that's like a lie. Like, I cannot take pictures of a fucking Audi R8 and then show up in a Honda Civic.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Who the fuck wants that?
Yeah.
I'll take pictures of the Honda Accord and you'll get the fucking Honda Accord.
Right.
You'll get exactly what you're paying for.
Correct.
And you'll be fucking
arrived as advertised.
It will arrive as advertised and the expectations will be met. And that's why Eat Clean Bro has had customers every fucking week for the last 11 years.
I love it.
And
God bless that.
Thank you.
Wait, I have to know something, dude. I fucking just remembered it. I meant to ask you it sooner. If you're, and we got asked this, but I'm just fucking curious.
Yeah.
You're sitting down. It's a rainy fucking weekend. You're chilling. You're going to fucking watch a movie. What's your binge food? Like, what's like, if I'm going to pig out and eat like shit.
Oh, man.
What are you eating? What's your go-to?
Oh, man.
What are you fucking eating? We got to know. I got to know.
If it's a weekend, I'll probably get some dim sum, dude. Some
little
Chinese.
dim?
Yeah, some dim sum, dude. Those little dumplings, all types of shit.
Yeah.
Wonton soup.
Yeah.
I love wontons, spicy wontons, all types of dumplings. I mean,
are you a chip guy or no? You eat any chips?
I'll fuck chips up. Yeah, like I love Mexican food. I love barbecue. I love chicken. I love Indian food. Obviously Italian food. I mean, like, dude, I'm a lover of food. I travel the world trying to find food that inspires me.
Yeah. So if you're going to an Italian, if you and I were at an Italian spot right now, like, do you have like a go-to? Like, I'm a bolognese guy. I'm like, if I've never been here, I got to see their bolognese, and that'll give me the grade of like how I like their sauce and shit.
I'll read the menu, man. I've been going to Angelica's a lot. I love Nettie's House of Spaghetti.
I haven't been there yet. Is it good?
Nettie's is very good.
Yeah.
It's incredibly good.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to go there then.
It's fucking great, yeah.
And so I've never been to Cousins either, by the way. And you like some of your stories, your war stories from fucking Cousins have me like I'm missing out.
Cousins is like, I always end up getting in trouble there. I love the New England clam chowder, and then I usually get some Alaskan king crab legs, and then sometimes oysters.
Yeah. Bunch of margaritas.
Skinny girl
Skinnies.
margaritas, man. Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Sorry, so you're like Mexican. You like Mexican stuff. You like grilling and stuff. But so if you were gonna eat like shit food, I mean more like
Chinese,
snacks.
bro. Oh, snacks.
I mean snacks. Yeah, sorry. I mean
So
snacks.
I don't fuck with snacks, dude. Like my
No
wife.
snacks.
Yeah, no. I go. I'm in or out. I mean, my wife, she's all into chips.
Loves the
all
chips.
types of chips, popcorn. Yeah,
Yeah.
not me.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna either fuck up like a pizza, cheeseburger, Chinese food,
Yeah.
taco. Like,
Have you ever had a so Pizza Express in Point around the corner from it? They have this thing. It used to be called the Fat Bitch.
yeah,
And essentially, they used to do this at Rutgers too, but it's like a Fat Boy. So
Yeah.
it's the chicken tenders, mozzarella.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever had those sandwiches?
yeah. When I was 15, I set a record at Rutgers.
Did you?
Yeah, I'd actually eaten dinner, and I got a ride, and I had like 5 of those sandwiches in under an hour.
What?
I did it. I did the challenge. I wasn't even hungry, and because I was 15, I couldn't like drive back there and name my sandwich. I'm pretty pissed off that that happened, but I couldn't do that now though, dude. No way.
Dude.
But when I was young, when I was wrestling, I was lifting.
You just tank it.
Oh, dude, yeah.
What weight did you wrestle at?
215.
Did you?
Yeah,
And you went fucking 30-2?
my senior year. Yeah,
Wow.
I led the short conference in pins my junior and senior year.
Dude.
Short conference is one of the toughest wrestling conferences there is in like the United States.
Dude, yeah, fuck yeah. Well, I went to Brick Memorial.
Yeah,
And
Brick is tough, yeah.
Brick had some tough dudes back then.
Yeah.
You know, and dude, like fucking some and at
All
215.
my coaches were brick guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, at 215, fucking monster. Dude, I remember when I used to wrestle. I
Yeah.
stopped at high school.
Yeah.
Because I played basketball and stuff. But literally, I was I think I was like 150.
Okay. Oh, that's a tough
Soaking
weight.
wet
Yeah,
back
yeah,
then.
that's a tough weight.
But everybody, what I realized when I first got into wrestling, I never realized. So like, it was 6th grade, got into wrestling. I was bigger than most of the dudes there. I was taller. What nobody told me was, if I'm wrestling at 115 or 120 at the time, that the dude I'm wrestling, who's like a fucking seasoned wrestler,
Yeah.
off season is like 130 or 140.
Yeah.
So I got my ass kicked. So you smash those things down. But all right, so dude, thank you so much, bro. Again.
Oh, yeah.
I would say, hey, this is where you plug yourself. But honestly, I think people know you already. But I think you should talk about the subscription deals, dude. I don't know if you released that yet, but Matt was telling me about them. And I was like, are you kidding me? The sequences of what they could get, like first order, second order, whatever. Like, I don't know if you want to plug that or not, but I think that's just insane.
We're looking. Look, if you want to support your local entrepreneur, eatcleanbro.com. There's something on there for you. I would recommend like get yourself an order on Sunday or Monday. Put in an order for like 6 or 8 meals, something you know you're going to eat. Like John said, he loves the chili. Like there's some meals on there that are just fucking good any time of the year. Like for me, I put in an order. I get the lean chicken and broccoli rice. I get the lemon herb salmon, and I get the OG Dirty Boy. It's just like a local turkey, herbs, brown rice. Those are super simple meals that I just crush during the week. So there's food in my fridge, and then I free ball the weekends. And obviously I'm the owner of the company, so if I need food for Thursday, I could just hit up my assistant. But like we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday delivery. So the Tuesday was built in case you forget to order Sunday or Monday, like you said. And then Thursdays for people who want the bro for the weekend. Eat Clean Bro's always been like a Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday solution. That's like the core of our business, but we're available for everybody 7 days a week. And it's a generous portion. It's macro friendly. You will not feel ripped off. The value's there, and that's me plugging myself.
I love it, dude. Obviously, he's at eatcleanbro.com, all social, same thing. But the one thing I'll say too is if you're I don't care if you're a mom, you can't be like these meals because they taste so good. Like when for lunch today, I had the chimichurri steak, and I had it, and I sat there thinking like, I feel like I'm having like a fucking fancy dinner meal.
You are, yeah.
Right? And I'm like, for lunch. And so like the thing about these, which is great, is if you're a busy person, you're a busy mom or a busy, parent and you're working, or if you're just somebody that's like, hey, I don't want to cook lunch or dinner, these fit all of those molds.
Yeah, like,
I
keep bringing up my boy Tommy at Butcher Block, but he's very close with me. I'm close with the family. I'm so proud of him. But like, bro, you could go talk to Tommy, talk to Paul at Grand Tavern. Talk to Chris at Nettie's House of Spaghetti. Talk to Brad Rodriguez at Spring Lake Fishery. Talk to these fucking chefs who have incredible restaurants and ask them about the culinary team at Eat Clean Bro.
Yeah. And it's no joke.
If I opened a restaurant, I would be a fucking problem. I'm not going to do a restaurant because I'm not going to compete with my friends, and I don't want to work nights and weekends. But like, my culinary team is fucking stacked.
Yeah.
And you're getting an incredible price and value, and you're getting a great, like, it's a culinary driven company, dude. That's what I care about. That's what I put the company money behind. And I'm just trying to make food that everybody loves eating. So
yeah. I love it, man. Guys, go check it out if you haven't. And then again, just subscribe. If you subscribe, there's some discounts and stuff for subscribing. Dude, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.